Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that is just incredibly close to the hearts of parents, teachers, and homeschooling families, and that is the elusive, often totally exhausting search for the perfect educational curriculum. It's a journey pretty much every educator goes on at some point, but today we're looking at a truly collaborative vision that aims to completely change how we find and honestly, how we create learning materials.
So, let me ask you, are you just completely tired of piecing together your curriculum? If you're an educator or homeschooling parent, I'm willing to bet you felt this exact frustration. I mean, think about those late nights spent scouring the internet, right? You're pulling a math worksheet from one site, maybe a history lesson from another, and desperately trying to make it all flow together seamlessly for your kids. It's an exhausting daily grind, and honestly, it often feels like you're just reinventing the wheel every single week.
All right, let's get right into Section 1, the curriculum search struggle, the frustrating reality of curriculum hunting.
To really wrap our heads around this struggle, we're going to look at some insights from Will Duckworth. He's a freelance curriculum designer who's been deep in the educational trenches for years. And he notes that people often end up piecing together curriculum from multiple sources. As a designer, he saw firsthand that the current ecosystem practically forces educators to become, well, basically patchwork quilt makers. They're constantly stitching together these disparate lessons that almost, but never quite, fit the actual needs of their classrooms or their dining room tables.
So, what is everyone actually looking for out there? Well, families and teachers are desperately searching for complete resources, stuff that doesn't require heavy modification right out of the box. They want highly practical materials that actually work in a real-world setting. And absolutely most importantly, they need content that intimately fits their unique family dynamics, their specific students' learning styles, and their personal values. The whole generic one-size-fits-all approach, that's exactly what leads to that frustrating piecemeal process we were just talking about.
Which brings us to Section 2. Enter the Resource Network, a revolutionary collaborative approach.
Now, this leads to a massive light bulb moment Duckworth had during his career designing curriculum. He realized that the people actually doing the work often know exactly what they need. And honestly, that is such a profound shift in thinking. The parents, the teachers, the homeschooling families, they already have the solutions in their minds because they're the ones seeing the gaps every single day. The problem hasn't been a lack of knowing what they need. The problem, historically, is that they just haven't had a centralized, dedicated place to actually ask for those specific things to be created. And that exact realization birthed the Christian Education Resource Network. It's essentially a collaborative website created by Duckworth specifically to support parents and teachers. But here is the real kicker. It does this by building custom educational resources based entirely on real user requests. The overarching mission of this whole network is to help students grow in truth, to develop thoughtful, questioning minds, and to really help them see every subject as part of knowing and glorifying God. And this really gets to the heart of the difference. On one hand, you've got the traditional off-the-shelf model. You walk into a store or browse a site, and you pretty much get whatever happens to already be sitting there, regardless of whether it perfectly fits your students. But on the other hand, with a request-driven model, instead of settling, custom resources are created driven entirely by your specific needs and your direct requests. It literally flips the traditional publishing model completely upside down.
Moving on to Section 3, filling educational gaps, tailoring materials to exact needs. You know, when Duckworth started looking at what the community was actually asking for, some really clear specific trends popped up. People want complete, all-in-one programs so they can finally stop piecing things together. There's a massive demand for science materials that truly reflect their specific worldview. And check this out, notice the huge desire for offline print-based resources. So many families are actively trying to step away from screen-heavy programs. And finally, there's a big request for materials that are solid and family-friendly, but structured in a way that isn't, overly devotional in every single academic subject. They're looking for that perfect balance.
Okay, let me walk you through how this actually works, because it's incredibly simple. Step 1, you, the educator, identify a curriculum need or a gap in your own teaching. Step 2, you go to the network and make a specific request detailing exactly what you're looking for. Step 3, a custom educational resource is created by the network to fill that exact need. It really is that straightforward. You are totally in the driver's seat.
Now, you're probably thinking,
Okay, but what exactly can I ask for? Honestly, the scope is wonderfully vast. It could be something massive, like complete educational units, or it could be super specific, highly targeted single lessons. Maybe you just need some fresh printable worksheets to reinforce a concept, or practical teaching aids to help explain a really tough subject. The goal is simply to build whatever is needed to fill your long-standing gaps. Literally, no request is too large or too small if it helps you teach better.
All right, final section. Section 4, building resources together, a community-driven labor of love.
And here is absolutely the most inspiring, maybe even wild part of Will Duckworth's whole project. The Christian Education Resource Network is entirely free. Just let that sink in for a second. All of these custom, request-driven resources, the worksheets, the lesson plans, the complete units, they cost absolutely nothing to the people requesting and using them. No way, right? But it's true.
Now, it's totally natural to ask, well, why is it free? Is it because the work isn't valuable? Absolutely not. Actually, scratch that, it's the exact opposite. Duckworth makes it very clear that he's building this on the fundamental belief that service really matters. This project is a labor of deep dedication, integrity, and purpose. The intention is to build something highly worthwhile and lasting for the educational community. It was created simply and honestly quite beautifully just to serve others well.
Which leads us directly to your invitation to get involved today. The network is explicitly asking you to visit and explore the website, but don't just browse. They really want you to bring your ideas and your long unsolved curriculum problems. Request those resources you've always wished existed but could never find. By stepping up and making a request, you're actually helping to shape and guide the future of the entire network.
I absolutely love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head regarding the entire philosophy of the network. It's a place being built with you, for you. This is not some top-down corporate curriculum company telling you what your students need to learn this year. It's a completely co-created space, built from the ground up by the very people using it in living rooms and classrooms every single day.
So I'm gonna leave you with this one provocative question. What resource will you ask for first? Think about your absolute biggest teaching headache right now. Maybe it's that lesson that never quite lands, or that unit you just dread planning. And imagine having a custom solution built specifically for you. Head over to the network, put in your request, and be a part of this amazing collaborative vision. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.